Hi everyone, and let's dive right in. Today we're coloring with Copic markers. I've sketched what I'm drawing beforehand. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. It's a rabbit with some flowers behind me. I just want to show you guys, this is what my sketch looked like from earlier today. I just did a bunny and some flowers. It's the same one that I traced up there. So I sketched her from my mind first and, was able to erase and do everything on this tan piece of paper. And I used graphite paper to be able to trace her onto here, because on your final surface, you don't want a lot of erasure lines or anything like that. We just want it to look as nice as possible. So setting that sketch aside, yes, I used graphite to transfer her onto my marker paper. And a lot of people, I learned after watching some videos, don't really like to use graphite and markers together because it'll bleed into the markers and cause all sorts of rubbing, and it makes the lines look kind of dirty. What I'm hoping is one person had a tip to use the colorless blender, and you're supposed to put it very gently over your pencil lines, let that dry, and it kind of locks them in place so that it shouldn't bleed. Otherwise, people use black liner markers and everything. It would be very similar to the same process, but rather than tracing it from the top with graphite paper, people will do their bottom sketch. They'll go ahead and go over it with black lines so it's easier to see, and then transfer it, laying this paper over top and tracing it. Either way, you just want a nice clean sketch to work from. And this is only my second time coloring with the Copic markers. I watched 1 or 2 videos trying to get an idea of how the blending should work, and I think I have a slightly better grasp. So that's what I'm playing with today. If you want to join me listening to the same music today, I'm getting ready to put in my headphones. I'm starting off with The Wildflowers by the Wailing Jennies. It's a pretty upbeat song, and I thought it was appropriate considering the flowers surrounding the bunny. That being said, let's color. There we go. You can see this is much lighter. I erased a lot of the loose graphite, so none of it is now going all over the page. We can start with the markers. The blender was working though. You can see I still have a lot of graphite up here, but none of it's smudging. It's just saved under the marker. I'm not worried about that going forward. I think a STEM resident being, I'm just gonna have to outline things with marker, but I really don't want to. So I guess that means I just need to get better overall at sketching, because if I don't want to, then I just need to get better at actually drawing with the marker. Okay, here we go. These are the markers that I'm using today. I went ahead and pulled them out because from the videos that I was seeing, the thing with coloring markers and trying to blend them is you need them to be as wet as possible on the page. So you want to pick out your markers ahead of time, whereas last time I was just kind of drawing in a little bit and then I'd pick another color and bring that in, and they were drying too fast so I wasn't getting any blending. We're gonna try to actually have blending today. I have to decide where I want to start. I want her to feel colorful and whimsical, but I feel like that also means I'm gonna start with the flowers. Here's another fun thing that I did today. I want to show you guys. I made a color swatch chart. Copic markers, I believe, does have an actual official color swatch chart, but I just made my own to go with the markers that I got. I wanted to make them long enough so you can see I have different gradients. I tried to make the heaviest saturation of color up top here, and this visually is just so helpful in any medium that you have. I highly recommend doing swatches. I need to do this for other mediums of mine as well, but really great reference, not only for picking out your colors, but in the middle while you're drawing, just good to have to the side so you can see and kind of plan what colors you want to use. So I'm going back over a second time just so hopefully you guys understand what I'm doing. So I'm putting more ink essentially on that page that I can pull out with my blender to color the rest of the flower petal. Got a couple of flowers happening now, so that gives me a better idea of some of the color scheme I have going on. Because I feel like I want to make her really colorful, but I have to see where my pops of color are first. So next, I think I'm actually going to color in her eyes. I've got B34 and B32. When you're coloring a piece, black is a very powerful tool, but one that you want to consider when to use. You can add more dimension to your piece by using colors other than black. And I like it too, just because like it means you can try out other colors, because at the end, if you really want to color it in with black, it's not that hard. You just color it in with black. Black covers everything else. Right, I'm not using black to give these flowers definition. This was a very light gray, and then my medium gray. Now I've got my very dark warm gray. This is W9. So again, I feel like black would be too harsh. You notice I'm not outlining the entire petal. Just up through the dark purple to give it definition so that you can see the petals. I'm starting off with the gray. That's something I learned when I was doing watercolor. So I'm just very pretty with a little bit of gray to it. So as you can see, I'm not doing anything crazy difficult to achieve that either. Personally, I think to make anything look organic and natural, You have to try to not, you're not trying for perfection. That's the thing that you have to remind yourself of. All right, that's all I have for today. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm definitely more on board with the markers now. The blending and coloring went so much better. I still have a long ways to go and a lot to learn. Always be a student and a sponge, absorb everything around you. Try something new, take care of yourselves, and if you enjoyed the video, I hope you'll join me again next time when we're on to a new project. See you guys, bye.